Okie dokies, guys. Here we are on part 2 of the calorimeter calibration procedure. So I do have a graduated cylinder of 100 milliliters of water, and I have another 100 milliliters of water. And to be honest with you, I've already kind of preheated this, so we wouldn't take that long. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my hot plate on. I do want my water to be 100 milliliters at 50 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in. So I can go ahead and start heating up my water. Like I said, I've already preheated it, so I didn't have to wait an extended amount of time. So when I place my thermometer in here, I don't want it to touch the bottom of the beaker because I'm getting the temperature of the glass on the hot plate. I only want my water. So it's quickly rising. So this is right now sitting at 50 degrees. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and take this off and place it down because it's already at 50 milliliters. I'm going to take my other graduated cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my calorimeter cup. It's 100 milliliters. I'm going to go ahead and take the temperature of this water. The temperature of this water, I can see it dramatically dropping. I'm going to place this here just to make sure I don't lose any heat in the process. I come and I'm watching it dramatically drop. This temperature is going to be right at it's between 23 and 22, still dropping. Down at 21. All right, so the temperature here is 21.0 degrees Celsius. All right, I'm going to kind of just do a quick check because I want it to be at 50. So I'm going to see my thermometer dramatically rise up. So just make sure I didn't lose any heat. I want to be right at 50. Oops, I'm slightly higher. Let's go ahead and pull this off now. All right, so the temperature of my water is 21 degrees Celsius. That's the initial of my cold water. The initial temperature of my hot water. It's higher than I wanted. It's sitting at 57. So I'm going to let my water cool down a tiny bit because I want it to be as close to 50 as possible. It shouldn't take that much longer because my table is nice and cool. Also, this is an open system in which heat is able to exchange freely throughout the system. So right now I'm sitting at 54 degrees Celsius. All right, so what I'm going to end up doing eventually is I'm going to pour my hot water into my cold water calorimeter cup. I'm going to put my lid on top once again, and I'm going to place my thermometer in here to record the temperature change. Let's see if it's cooled down to my 50 or where I would like for it to be. It's sitting right at 51.5. Needs to cool down just a little bit more. Actually, it's still rising. It's really more at 54. I'll go ahead and give it a pause so you don't wait for me until it kind of cools down, and then I'll start it again. Okie dokie, so I waited a couple of minutes. It is cooling down. The last time I checked it was at 51 degrees. So hopefully by the time I'm ready to pour it in, I'll be right in the 50s. So I'm going to go ahead and double check this temperature, make sure this one did not change. So I look inside my coffee cup calorimeter and I can see my mercury dropping dramatically because this water is a lot cooler than the hot water. So this one is sitting right at, keep going. Right now it's falling into the 22 range. 21.5, 21, 20, 20.8 degrees Celsius. That's what this is sitting at, 20.8 degrees Celsius. All right, I'm going to go ahead and double check this. This should now hopefully be at my 50 degree mark. You can see my thermometer rising dramatically as we're all going into equilibrium. Remember, that's a zero law of thermodynamics when I'm getting the temperature of the water and of my thermometer. Everything's going to be in equilibrium. Come on, don't say I lost temperature. And so I may have to heat it up just a tiny bit, but it's going. It's going, it's going, it's going. Let me turn this on just in case, because I am sitting right at 48 degrees. degrees. So it's not going to take that much energy in order to take it right back up to the 50. I did use a little too much temperature heat. So we'll go ahead and place it here. So I can get it to 50, but it should not take long because it was almost there. I let everything cool down just a little too much. When I turned on the video, it was right at 51, so I figured I had just enough time to go ahead and get that measurement, but apparently I didn't. Well, as I'm kind of sitting here, I'll let it be. It almost feels like you're really sitting in the lab waiting for this water to heat up. About 2 more degrees Celsius. And we're almost there, 49 and a half. And now I am at 50 degrees Celsius. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my hot hands. I'm going to go ahead and pour over this beaker. Now my hands are really little, so I kind of need to use both of them. I discovered that earlier when I was trying to grab it. I'm going to pour it over. I'm going to go ahead and wait 15 seconds. Put my lid on here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the thermometer in that little slit. I'm going to read the new temperature. Remember, the temperature of the water initially was 21 degrees. The heated water was at 50. My final temperature of my calorimeter cup and water is going to be, let's see, it's 35, now 36. Just a little over 36. All right, so my temperature here is 36.3 degrees Celsius. All right, so that's the final temperature of this calorimeter and the mixture between the cold water and the hot water. I will be moving on to part 3. Thank you.